Ben with Super Pump Podcast. Are you feeling a little blue or glum today? If you are, you're in good company because I am too. That may seem a little bit odd because it's almost Christmas and I'm a pastor and it's the fourth Sunday of Advent and it's the penultimate day of Hanukkah. You would think there'd be some joy, some excitement within me. But the reality is I'm not feeling it right now. I definitely feel sad because do you know what today also is? Today is the shortest day of the year. It is the first official day of winter. So that means less sunlight today than any other day throughout the year. And as someone who grew up in Arizona, where there was sunshine and blue skies nearly every single day of the year without fail, come over here and take a look at this. To see the Ohio gray just day after day after day, like we may not see the sun again in blue skies until perhaps March or April. That can really get you down. One of the things I was thinking about is this whole idea of light and how much light is critical to who we are as people. There's two kinds of light. There's natural light and there's artificial light. One of the coolest lights, I think, is candles. Because it's the fourth Sunday of Advent, we relight the candle of peace, and we relight the candle of joy, and we relight the candle of hope. And today we light the candle of love, which some also talk about as being the candle of light. But I guess all candles are candles of light, right? When you see this warm candle light or even match light, it really warms your heart. Now, we're not plants. Plants thrive on light through the process of photosynthesis. But with humans, we don't necessarily have photosynthesis, but when there's an absence of light, they have what's called seasonal affective disorder. And it's where we do tend to get sad. If you're feeling sad, there's a reason for it. One of the cool things my daughter did for me, she knew that I like light, and I grew up in Arizona. She got me this cool little thing, and this is supposed to go next to my computer in my office. Once I get it on here, whoa, you can see that it has light. It has different types of light of different kind of shades and warmths and that kind of thing. And then here's what's really cool. Different brightnesses of light. That is really bright, right? That is blowing me away. The idea is when you're sitting and working at your desk, that kind of thing, this light comes to you and it's supposed to brighten your mood. Now, no offense to my daughter, and the gesture was very sweet, but this didn't work very well. There is a huge difference between artificial light and warm light. And I learned that another way, the hard way. I decided I would surprise my wife and go out and hang icicle lights along our very long wraparound porch on our historic home. And I did it, and I was so proud of myself. And do you know what her comment was? They're blue, and you can see our house from the moon. I realized in that moment, not all light is created equal. And in the same way that the light board that my daughter got me here doesn't really help me with my mood, in the same way, that light that I'm putting out in the neighborhood also doesn't give that warm feeling of the holidays. We have to think about where is the true source of our light. And so for Christians, and this is why we celebrate Christmas as Christians, the true source of our light is the birth of Jesus. It's Jesus coming into our world. But if you're not a Christian, my question for you today is, what is your source of light? What illuminates your path? What shows you the way? What is constant that helps you get up every day because you know you can set your watch by it, it's coming every day, and you can count on it? What is your source of light? That's something I want each of us to think about today. Final thought, and I think this will encourage all of us, no matter what our other viewpoints are. The good news is, the hopeful news is, every day between now and the start of summer will be longer than the next. Every day we will be given just a little bit more light, a little bit more light, a little bit more light until that final day on the first day of summer when we get the maximum amount of light. Go out there, find your light, be lights to one another, and I hope you have an incredible Hanukkah or Christmas or whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate this special season. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for joining me today on the Super Pumped Life podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, I have 2 really quick next steps for you. First, subscribe or follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube so you don't miss future shows. And second, jump on over to superpump.com where there are all kinds of great tips and tools for you to launch your Super Pumped life. Keep well, and I'll see you next time.